welcome to 0xfiles. My name is Sham. This is 0xfiles, obviously. The truth is always out there. I wanted to talk about the market today. I did a kind of a stupid video last night. I don't want to even talk about it, but anyway, I wanted to talk about the market, and I wanted to talk about BTC in general and the perspective that we have in BTC, right? And how it kind of defines what needs to happen. So those of you who did watch yesterday's video, the first 5 minutes of it, you may have noticed I talked about how BTC looks good, and then I think at the end of the video I did talk about BTC again, especially on the weekly, and I said, look, it looks fine, right? Absolutely fine. And we talked about how it needs to go above the $72,000 in order for it to get bullish, right? So this is all about, perspective, right? Because we can see a certain number and we know we need to go above that particular number, and then obviously move forward with the market. So in our case, we wanted to see a $72,000 level threshold, where basically we go above that. As soon as we go above that, we should become bullish. But it doesn't mean it's the end of the story, right? It doesn't mean, okay, right now we're going to go into a parabola again or something like this. No, it doesn't mean any of these things. This just means that the current range we had a price range. We've invalidated the price range, but we haven't confirmed that, because what we need to do is today we need to print a candle, a daily candle, to confirm above that. I see KR here. Yes, my brother. Awesome. Nice to see you here. Right. So I just wanted to drop this YouTube, this technical thing there. So I will talk about BTC in general. So when I look at these smaller time frames and I see this sideways movement, and I currently see that we've broken out of the pattern. We've talked about the Gaussian channel. We've broken out of those on a higher time frame as well. All of these things are great. Okay, I see RA. Awesome, nice. Thank you very much, RA. I see you as well. So we've broken out of that pattern and we've gone to now test the higher levels. But of course, we're not quite out of danger yet. And what I mean by that is today we can have a massive pump, right? But they don't really matter and they're not really relevant. What really matters is the smaller moves on the smaller time frame, that build up to the bigger move, right? So if we can create candles every hour, that is a green candle, right? For the next 8 hours, for example, that's a better move than doing one candle that is big. So good thing is we did do just that, actually, funnily. So about 5 hours ago, we had one candle that pumped us out of the range, which is good. So invalidated the downward trend. I'm really happy with that. But doesn't mean it's over. We need to confirm and stay above that. So anything, if we can confirm a candle tonight, close a candle above $72,000, I don't want to give you the loose change, but $72,000, then we're super solid, right? And the reason I don't want to give you the hundreds behind the 72, guys, the hundreds are now 0.0 whatever percent, and nothing. It's irrelevant. The bigger numbers are more relevant for us. And in the future, when we talk about 1%, we'll be talking about thousands of dollars for 1%. So understand, it's all about context. It's all about perspective, what you see, right? When you're talking about a coin that is $72,000, a couple of $100 here and there, if I get it wrong, forgive me, but they're irrelevant, right? They do not matter at all. So that's what I wanted to say, right? So of course, when I look at the weekly, yesterday's video, last night's video, actually, I did mention the weekly looks super good, actually, because it did look bloody. It did look bad a little bit, but then all of a sudden it looked super fine. And when I looked at it, zoomed into it, it looked really good, actually. So I did quite like it. And based on that candle, today we've opened up super bullish. And again, it was only the last 5 hours that made this week's entire candle, so the opening candle for this week, to show up as a bullish harami, which is a very powerful pattern. So I'm quite happy with that. I do like the pattern, but it doesn't mean anything for us right now. However, if we do continue to pump within the next 6 to 8 hours, right? So we do have a range. I mean, actually, I could say 11 hours. So we do have approximately around 10 to 11 hours. If we did pump, then if we can go and test the $73,000 level, that's a power move, right? Again, we want to build it up on an hourly range. That way we can go there, but that will definitely confirm something good. And of course, if we can close a daily candle, very powerful. So higher time frame, more powerful. Lower time frame are the build up. So we're kind of building that range to get up to that level, because once we go past the $73,757, this is the previous all-time high. It doesn't matter. Now we got to go and test the higher levels, right? In fact, something quite funny happened yesterday. or last night actually, or this week's particular candle, if you do look at the weekly candle, and those of you who do follow my charts, you would seen I had a line drawn at the 68,961. Coincidentally, this week's candle bounced off that, right? So that's what happened last night. Anyway, you know, while I was on some weird video, but that's what happened. So that's a good thing. I do look at this, and as I mentioned before as well, Ethereum, I'm not talking too much about Ethereum solely because I believe Ethereum will follow BTC, right? Ethereum will just follow BTC, and technically it could outperform BTC. So what I mean by that, let's give you a good example. Today, BTC pumps 4.28%. Ethereum pumps 5.5%. So Ethereum is definitely outperforming BTC in the percentage. When BTC hits a parabola, Ethereum will hit a bigger parabola, right? The percentage will be far higher, far bigger. So let's see. I know there are a lot of experts out there who are talking about Ethereum probably going to 4 or 5K this season, nothing more than that. So they're not looking it as a bullish news. But when I hear that from experts, I think the opposite. I'm like, no, actually, if you're saying it's going to be bearish, I'm going to be more bullish on it. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm looking at the market, right? Solana, the user situation. I've mentioned this on last night's video as well. So Solana, it has to get to around $185 in order for Solana to actually shine again, because that's where its current range is, or the invalidation point is, the $85 to $87 level, right? That's where I see it. Other coins will just follow, to be honest, right? I don't really see anything else. So I see KR here, I see RA here. Brothers, if you have anything you want me to talk about, carry on, let's talk about it. If not, then this video was not intended to be a long live stream, so that wasn't the point of it. I just wanted to get on board and kind of show you guys or talk to you guys about what the market is doing and give you guys an expectation of what the market is, right? So, you know, whatever the case is, don't judge me what I say here, please, right? None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm no freaking genius. I'm none of that business, right? And I don't want anything off you guys. So please understand this. So, but if you are here for the first time, do like, share, subscribe if you want. That's it. There's nothing else I can give or anything else. So other than my opinions, I can't offer you anything else, right? And I don't expect anything else from you, other than a simple like, share, and subscribe. So with that out of the way, if there is anything, please do leave it on the comments. We'll talk about it. And it's warm today. It's 18 degrees outside today. Whoa, it is warm, nice and warm today. So yeah, let me know if you have anything else. Total market cap today sitting at $2.6 trillion. Nothing extraordinary. I'm not seeing anything good there, to be honest. I am absolutely not looking at anything good there, because again, the market has to go to currently for us to create new all-time high. Obviously that's a long way away, but to invalidate, we have invalidated it, but for us to start becoming bullish, we need to get back to the 2.72 trillion, because I'm expecting 3 trillion and then see where we go from there. Chaos says talk about DOT. DOT 2.0. I don't really have a DOT 2.0 target, bro. There's a reason behind this. Now look, DOT, we had like, I think it was $40 or $50. Let me get my watch list and I'll tell you what the number was for DOT, right? Because you have to like, you know, when we like this whole video, like when I talk about perspective, that's important. You have to have some perspective on what the market was and where the market is right now, and that gives you a better information on what to expect, right? So here's the fun part, right? So we still have, so DOT went to $55 previous market, right? Previous cycle, it went to $55 all-time high. We are currently still approximately 540% away from that. Does that make sense? We're currently about 500 and XYZ% away. So that's a long way. And in this cycle, Ethereum's already very close to its all-time high. So we know that's a good performer. Solana's already close to its all-time high. That's a good performer. BTC's created a new all-time high, so that's, you know, it's like it's been proving itself, right? And there are a few other coins that have pumped and they've created brand new all-time highs. So all of those coins I know is good and positive. DOT, with such a large ecosystem, I think DOT is struggling. And of course, DOT narrative for 2.0 and this and that is hyped. It's definitely bullish. I do see it as bullish. But question I have, and this is the perspective, right? Question I have is, by the time BTC hits its brand new all-time high, the official new all-time high, and goes in for a bear run, right? Or maybe a correction, a mega correction, can DOT catch up, right? From here, because it has to do 500%. Can it do 5x from here? That's the question I have. Dot 2.0 narrative could push it up 1 or 2x for sure, absolutely. But is it enough to get to the higher levels, right? So for me, as I always say, any coin that has dumped significantly, the target for us should be the previous all-time high. Anything higher than that, we shouldn't expect that. Once we get there, then we can start creating bigger numbers and bigger narratives, right? With DOT also, remember, since its inception, since the launch, there is a lot of coins out there, right? So that's another problem as well. I've talked about this in another video. So there are some projects out there with a whole bunch of supply constantly coming into the market. That doesn't really help the market. You understand? So when we add all of those things together, am I going to be super bullish? No, right? Am I in profit? Technically I am, because I'm still holding a whole bunch of DOT from when I originally bought them. So for me, I am up, right? So, but do I expect it to go to the moon? It did at one point. I didn't cash out, right? I regret it, but do I expect it to go back there again? To be honest, no, right? Also in this cycle, because of certain factors, how the market structure has changed slightly, ever so slightly. And what I mean by that, for example, we've created a brand new all-time high before the halvening. That's, you know, and halvening, by the way, is only about 12 days away. A lot of you guys probably didn't know this. It's about 2 weeks from now. That's approximately 2 weeks, right? We've got the halvening coming. So a lot of things have happened before the halvening that are different to previous cycles. So that kind of throws you off a little bit and makes it a lot more harder to predict. So while everybody's probably expecting a big dump, market could definitely start pumping, which is happening right now, because there's the historical dump we have before a halvening that hasn't happened. And then some people are expecting a dump. It's not going to happen. That's when the whales are going to come and scoop it up, and that's exactly what's been happening. And then when everyone's going to expect it to pump to the moon, right? And I do expect it to go to around 108k. That's my level this year. This is my level, 108k. Top end 225. So I do have a very high number, but my number, the range is starts as a small number. I'm not going into 500k this year. No, I'm not saying that. I don't think that's going to be possible, right? And it's based on statistics that I have from way back in 2020 or 2021, that video I made, and I said I predict BTC is going to be 100k or $72,000, whichever comes first, in 5 years time. So that mathematics still is valid, and I still stand by it, but that takes us to 2025. Do you see what I mean? So this cycle, yeah, we might grind a little bit, right? And that clearly indicates that the bull market's not over. Do you know what I mean? So I expect this bull market to drag for a little bit before it dumps. But saying that, the market could flip bearish any second right now, right? When all the manipulators decide to pull out all the liquidity, it's over. Do you know what I mean, right? So that's something we have to expect. But also, all I'm saying is just be cautious when you do enter. Make sure you have your stop losses. Make sure you're able to get out of the market quick enough, or you've set all of these things on your exchanges, right? I know KR says, should I move over to an exchange or move it to Binance? It's up to you, wherever you want to put it. If you feel there's a dump coming, right, in the near time, then I would definitely go to an exchange or whatever and put some sort of an order or some sort of a stop loss to protect myself, because you cannot move with this market or play this game if you don't have cash. Too many people make this, I see SM here, you're also my brother, nice to see you. Too many people here come and make one stupid mistake. They go all in. I have done it, believe me. So even me, I've done stupid mistakes, right? Where I've gone all in, right? Gone ahead, found a coin or whatever, and I FOMO'd in and I bought all in, right? So basically what I'm saying is all my liquid capital is inside it. And then when the market dips, I haven't cashed out, because I was technically in profit on a lot of them, but I haven't cashed out and I can't rebuy the dip. So for me, I've changed the strategy. I said, well, hold on, why do I need to constantly get more cash to deploy when I can literally play with the same cash? So what I've started to do is, whatever coins I buy, if they pump, I just stick a stop loss under it. When the market bleeds out, let it bleed out, right? Take my cash out, rinse and repeat, come back in again. Now I have a few more coins that I started with, and I'm doing that cycle non-stop. That way I'm accumulating a little bit more coins than I had before. Do you know what I mean? And so far that strategy has worked for me, so I am a lot more happier this way, right? I'm not thinking about the big gains. Hodl, hodl, hodl. There's a time to hodl. This is not the time to hodl. I've mentioned this before as well, right? When it comes to hodl, when coins that we believe in or we want to pump, We hodl them when the market's bloody, right? We buy and we hodl. When the market's green, the one thing we need to be concerned about is protecting the funds or the profit, because anything that goes green means that there's a red coming very soon. That's all it is, right? When we get in a red bloody market, it's a simple form. Like the way I'm explaining is the most simple way to explain it. So when the market is bloody, you expect it to pump. At some stage, it's going to pump, right? And then when it's green, you expect it to dump. So it's the opposite of whatever the market's doing right now is what you expect, right? So that's what I'm saying. And then obviously there's millions of coins right now, which doesn't help. So that's another thing as well. Talking of which, yeah, no, there are so many coins out there. Let's just put it that way. There are so many coins out there. So DOT, just be cautious. That's all I'm saying, my brother. Just be cautious. Ash ACC, Ash Accountant, tax implication when swapping in and out of assets. Every coin you do, right? So, okay, I'm just going to say I'm not a tax advisor, first of all, right? I don't give financial advisors or tax advisors, but I'll just tell you something that it's kind of black and white out there, right? Let's just put it this way. So legally, you are supposed to declare your taxes, right? Legally, they can only track the fiat money that you've put in and the profit that you've taken out, or the centralized exchanges that you've traded in legally, right? That's all they can do. All right, so it is your duty to declare those taxes. Now, when you do a swap, if you've done a swap and you're still in profit, you've made gains, you still owe them taxes. You still owe them taxes. So understand this, taxes, there's no exemption. However, there is a little bit of a gray area from what I saw. And the gray area is that if you entered into a particular exchange, right, and you've got all the documentation for it, and say, for example, you put £100 in, right, in the UK, you put £100 in and you swapped a few coins and done bits and bobs and whatever, but your total profit, so your end of the cycle total profit is say 20%, then you're due to pay taxes on the 20%. And that is kind of a gray area where you are allowed to go in and out and in and out, as long as the accounting is there to account for the total profit that you've made. So there is an exemption there, right? But officially, you are supposed to account for the profits that you make or the swaps that you do. They are all taxable, right? That's the official narrative. As I said, there's a gray area which does say you can do 100 trades, but as long as you account for all of them and do the total profit on your balance, that's fine. But that gray area also benefits as well. Say you made a loss, now you can actually deduct that loss because it's on a paper or whatever. You can deduct that loss and say, well, this is how much I've lost. Yes, I've made 20%, but I've also lost 10% elsewhere. So it kind of negates that 20% profit and says, actually, you only made 10% profit. Again, total calculation. So that's that. Again, as I said, I'm not a tax advisor. I can't really give you that. I've had accounting companies and firms, I've had one accounting firm. I'm not sure what their position is. They've met me and they've requested me to make some TikTok videos and XYZ for their company. And in fact, their company has a YouTube, a room where they do YouTube videos and TikTok videos, whatever. They do that. They normally do 60, and it's all paid production. They have a full production crew there. So they've requested me to start doing some of this, and possibly if I could also go and do some accounting advice or whatnot, or tax stuff there, I would happily do it. Obviously, that's not an issue, but I'm not a tax advisor, so I can't do that in that sense. But if I work for a company, yeah, by all means, I could do that. So if that's something that I do decide to do and the pay's good for me, yeah, I'll go and I'll do it. And then you probably see some of those tax stuff, right? But here right now, I can't give you that advice. Now, I can only tell you what the rules are, and the crypto rules are quite simple in UK. As long as you keep it in a single exchange, obviously. You get in, that's your expense. You get out, you either make profit or you either make loss. And then based on your income category, so your income range or band, income band, whether you're low income, mid income, or a high income, right? Based on that, you pay your taxes. And it could be 10%, 20%, 40%, whatever, right? So it's based on that. For an individual, even for a company as well. Companies are slightly more different. There's a little bit of a technicality in company, but almost the same thing. There's not much difference there. So yeah, I hope that kind of helps. There's nothing else I can say, honestly. But yeah, swapping in and out, they don't care. Whatever you do, they don't care. They just want to know, did you make money? If you made money, by all means, you pay taxes. You didn't make money, it's okay. It's an expense, you know? So, yeah, that's that. KR says, thanks, bro, I believe. Ash says, thank you. Ash ACC, what's the Ash ACC? Are you an accountant, by the way? I've got a feeling you're an accountant. I believe you're a chartered accountant. Anyway, it's a hard one. As I say, it's a hard one. I can't answer some questions, like certain financial advice I can't give. There are things we do which are completely in the gray area, right? In fact, yesterday I was really annoyed, right? I was absolutely annoyed with a few people. One person, in it to be, precise, one person really pissed me off, right? Honestly. They wanted to launch a cryptocurrency project, and I've, when people ask you what do you do in XYZ, you tell them, right? You're like, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, and a lot of this stuff is like gray areas. Like, look, there's a lot of stuff we do in the gray area, and not many people can handle the truth. I always say the truth is out there. Believe me, the truth is out there, and when people are exposed to the truth, they can't handle it. It freaks them out, absolutely freaks them out, right? Because they were looking at certain things like, oh my days, that's dodgy. No, that's the reality, right? Especially like when people talk about cryptocurrencies, Ash says no. When people talk about cryptocurrencies and they talk about how do you launch, and say I explain it in a detail, how do you launch, right? Now, of course, somebody who's been in the game before knows exactly how it's done. But when you say this is how it's launched, that's the basic, simple stuff. But then when you get into the detail, believe me, they freak out a little bit. They freak out. And then when things get too overwhelming, people either get really excited or people just leave. And I usually say, look, if you don't understand what it is, don't understand the risk or the entire manipulation of how it works, then you're better off leaving, right? Because there's a lot of facts inside these things. And I haven't just done one, I've done many. So they freak out a little bit, right? Or they get too excited. But when they get too excited, sometimes I do help people out for free. And I will do that. I'll participate. I'll put my own money down. That's not an issue, right? If I think the narrative is good, I'll do it. But if I feel that someone's now trying to abuse the system or trying to ask for too much, I'm like, hold on. I'll do one for you, right? I'll join in, do it. But I'm not going to go and do over and over again, because I'm not sitting here with a pile of cash to burn for you. You know what I mean? So then people get all funny. That's the reason why, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I'm telling you. Especially like someone like me who comes on YouTube, I talk about community, and when someone comes and starts talking and saying, oh, you send a message on the community and where's your community? It's true. Where's my community, right? You talk to your viewers. Where are your viewers? It's true, but I do see KR here, I see RA here, I see SM here. They are my community. Community doesn't mean one person, like, an entire country or whatever, or, a town, whatever, or village. A community could be just two people, right? A community could be two people. KR, I've never met him in my life. He's part of my community. Why? Because he's loyal, he comes, he talks, he knows his stuff, he's part of the community. So when someone turns around and says like, oh, you sent a message and where's your community? I know where KR was, right? I've been talking to KR, but the person didn't see that because, his perception of how everything works was hard. So RA says, it's okay, bro. One guy can't take down the community. No, one guy can't take down the community. But, when someone starts accusing you or starts pointing fingers at you or starts pulling out dirt, right? And dirt as in, it's not dirt, because there's no dirt in me. I've been black and white, transparent everywhere. I've always said to people, if someone's got to talk to me about something, sorry, there's a train going. Let me close the window. I've always said to people, if there's, what do you call this? Like for me, I always like to keep everything on the open so everyone can see what I've said, right? I always like to be on the public chats most of the time. I don't like private chats because that's when things get complicated, and the last thing I want to do is send a screenshot and say this is what it is or that is what it is, right? It gets a bit disgusting and a bit out of hand. So I don't like that. I'm like, look, I'm an open guy. And of course, if I do it on the main community chat, then others could also get some benefit, some education, and maybe even participate, right? So I've always been a very inclusive person, and what I find is there are some people, one or two people, individuals, and it happens quite often actually, who will come and try and take me for themselves. I'm like, no, I'm not your bitch. What's wrong with you? Right? I'm here for the community. Do you know what I mean? I'm here for everybody. And then the person says, well, where's your community? You sent a message. Where's your community? You said something on Discord. No one came and replied. Yeah, I know they didn't reply, but they're there. I know they're there. All right? Because I've said many times, if they're not there, they can just go. That's RA. This is exactly why I've been going on about it. I've had too many people messaging me privately. I don't know how to block it. I swear to God, if I knew how to block it on Discord, I swear to God, if I knew how to block it on Telegram, right? I swear I would block it. I would block it. I wouldn't give anybody any chance to actually message me directly, right? Because if people don't have the mindset, they're not like-minded, right? Or they have a particular perception about me, right? An imaginary figure. I'm an imaginary figure. I mean, when that person said something to me, it really hurt me. I was like, the person said he idealized me. Sorry, I don't want to be anyone's idol. You know, I can inspire you to do something, a positive thing. I would never inspire you to do anything negative, right? I will never advise you to go and lose money. I would always advise you to save money. And then for that particular instant, I even advised them that, okay, hold on, instead of you burning all your money for whatever, and I'll join you, and I'll get my friends to come and join with you. But there's a limit. I'm not going to get my friends to come and throw money into a black hole where before you've even launched the first one, you're already thinking about your second, third, fourth project. No, unfortunately, that is true. So RA, on Discord, you cannot message each other unless you're friends. True. But me as an admin of a Discord server, I have no choice. People can still message me. I'm the admin, remember. You can still message the admin, right? That's part of the community rules. So this is the reality. I can, but it doesn't make any difference. I'm still the owner of the channel. By default, I am the administrator. Does that make sense? Unless I leave the channel completely. Then yeah, by all means, I can leave the channel completely. That's the only option I have is leave. You know what I mean? And sometimes I do feel like that. I just, you know, because all right, listen to this. This is funny, right? I don't know if any one of you could relate to this, but this is quite crazy. So you go to bed, and obviously you have people, viewers, friends, and community members all around the globe, right? And I can show you my YouTube regions, like where people watch it from. So you get people from all around the globe, different timetables, different everything. So obviously I can't read all the messages. So even though I shout and scream, please don't message me privately. People still decide to message me privately. So what people will do, leave me messages. I won't reply to it, right? Because obviously I'm sleeping or whatever. And you wake up and the first thing in your face is your notification panel. You haven't even opened your phone, but your notifications are there. And you get all of these disgusting comments. And you just freaking woke up. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Right? Are you so disrespectful? Do you not understand that I don't have time, right, for every one of you? This is why I say do it in the community, right? Because at least that way everyone gets the same answer. Because the one thing I hate is repeating myself, right? So when someone asks me about the market, and I say, for example, I've done it on a video already, or now I get the same question 10 people asking me, and I'm like, oh, guys, am I going to reply to all 10 of you for the same answer? Why can't you just do it in the community chat? What's the harm? You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I think I got just a whole bunch of conservative people there. No disrespect to anyone. By all means, be conservative, right? But if you want to be conservative and you don't want to be inclusive, or you don't want to get yourself included or expose who you are for whatever reason, appreciate at least that, okay, this guy's probably got a life as well, right? And how many YouTubers do you know that would come and actually talk to you? How many people do that? So when you got 100 messages, it's overwhelming. It's like, and it feels rude because if I ignore, oh, this guy ignores me. You can't win. A person like me can't win. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. Yeah, get abused a little bit. It's just, what's the point? And like my YouTube channel, you can go to the entire YouTube. You will not find another YouTube channel like this. Well, I'm literally telling you everything. Who's going to tell you everything? Exactly. Let them come on a live stream. come and have a go at me on the live stream. We can see the replay of the chats, right? I don't have a problem. You know what I mean? I am as transparent as it gets, right? You know, if people confuse themselves, right, or we have a language barrier or whatever, that's not my problem. I am as black and white as it gets. What do I do in my everyday life? Well, everything to do with crypto. That includes making cryptocurrency projects, building projects for people, working with other projects, advising on other projects, creating logos for people, doing whatnot. But you won't find me on, what's that company called? You know, the company on like Fiverr, and what's the other one? There's another one as well. You won't find me there. I don't do stuff there. They're all a bunch of scammers. They'll say one price, they'll ask you for another price. That's not me. You won't find me there. I usually go by word of mouth. People who have been satisfied with the work that I've done, they'll come back and do it. So that's what I do. I also do other stuff, manage funds, fund management, venture capital stuff, right? We do all of that kind of crazy stuff. You know, I do that as well. You know what I mean? And I still hold a normal day-to-day job as well. So I'm out there every single day visiting people, even like today, right? I'll give you a good example. This is today. I'm only going to show this once, right? I'm only going to show this once, all right? This is what I just collected today. It's in the car. One, it's got my name and you can see the figure. Two, and this is just commissions, by the way, guys. This is just commissions. You know what I mean? This is just commissions. That's so end of the day, I'm doing my work, I'm collecting my commission, you know, I'm getting paid for my work. Even though I'm doing it on a humble way, I was like, okay, whatever you make, it's okay. Do you know what I mean? But my time has value. You know what I mean? So yeah, RA says it's better to block these people and move on. They're asking for tailored service when you don't have to. It's not so much about tailored service. I'm a believer in community. So even RA, right? If RA reaches out to me, so yourself, you reach out to me and say, Brother Sham, I want to do a cryptocurrency project. I want to do it for my little community that I have. Maybe you have 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, even 1,000,000 people. I don't know, right? I don't need to know. And you say, I want to create a cryptocurrency, but I'm not sure how to go about it. Can you advise me? I'm there for you. You understand? I'm there for you, right? And through the advisement, depending on what you want to do or what level you are on, so you might be an advanced level and you just want then there's a charge, right? But you're not, and I feel that, okay, your narrative is quite good. I like it. Actually, I'm going to support it. I'm going to even join you. So I'll be like, yeah, by all means, I'll join you as well. So then I join you and I'm like, okay, I'll create the tech side of things and keep it transparent. I'll do the technology, whatever needs to be done. That means getting the liquidity done, whatever. I'll organize all of those things for you, you know, and provide liquidity myself as well to help the project, right? So anything that needs to help the project, I'll do depending on my level of faith in the project or the person, right? Does that make sense? So I'll do that. That's what I do. I'll help you out. In the process, I might lose some money if the project fails, right? But I could also make money if the project succeeds. And I can assure you, this is a fun fact, 9 out of 10 projects that I've did have failed. 9 out of 10 projects that I've worked with other people have failed, right? But that one project paid off for all 9 losses. So I know the maths behind it. Like, okay, yeah, fine. I will potentially lose 9 out of 10 projects, right, that I'm working on. I might get nothing out of it, right? But the others I will. And then, like, when I say level of thing, say I know there's a project, it's a stupid project, it's going to do nothing, right? It's absolutely stupid. The moment the person mentions this idea to me, I'll be like, yeah, it's going to cost you $1,000, you know. And the person, oh, but I wanted help with liquidity and this. Yeah, fine, no worries, I'll provide all of those. It's going to cost you a little bit more. So my price changes. What do you want me to do? I'll do it for you. You want to do it yourself? I'll teach you how to do the liquidity yourself. I'll deploy the coins to you. Go and provide liquidity yourself. No problem. I'll teach you how it's done. So that's how it is. So RA, I will happily build a coin for you. But if you're now becoming very demanding, right? Or if you're now getting all sorts of ideas where you want to create token number 2, token number 3, token number 4, you haven't even done the first one, and you're expecting me, my friends, and whoever's backing me up, all of us to come and start backing you up, right, with your crazy ventures when you haven't even done one yet, we've got a problem here. Do you know what I mean? Someone with a proven track record will get the support. If someone doesn't have a proven track record, you're not going to get it. So my inner circle, there's a proven track record, because coins I forward to Discord and I say that coin we're buying, we all buy it. It's not just one person, we all buy it. Oh, I'm going to buy it on pre-sale. Yeah, we all buy it on pre-sale, right? Whatever actions I'm taking, they're also taking it. Now, there are some people who say, they're quite funny. They're like, if you say $100, we go $95 or maybe $105. We always 5% up or down from your number, because we know the number you're giving us is an approximation. And I respect them for that. They're like, it's an approximation. So we either leave too early or we exit too late, one or the other. We don't make as much profit as you, but we understand that that's the level that we should be looking at. Great. They've got their own strategy that works for them, and they're holding on to that. It's okay. I'm not giving any financial advice or anything. You know what I mean? RA says, after a bull run halving, how long does a bull run go for? The term bull run, okay, so we could, like right now, today we're having a run, okay. A run is quite, a lot of people get confused with the term run. So the term run means run up, right? So we can have a bull run and a bear run in a bull market, and the same again in a bear market. So understand this. So we are in a bull market right now, and we've been in a bull market since 2023 January or February, I believe. I can't remember. I think January, February 2020. So we've been on a in a bull market the entire time. So the bull market could last 2 years, 2.5 years, 6 months. It doesn't matter. A bull market could last for a very long time, right? Inside the bull market, we could have runs up and runs down. That's all it is. A run just means run up, run down. So I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the bull market. How long could it last? Again, based on the previous data that we've had, on the patterns that we have, there are some patterns that have been changed. And I mentioned this earlier on in the video as well. BTC has already created a new all-time high. That's something that didn't happen on the previous bull markets, right? And whenever it did something like this, it usually dumps. So we did get the dump, but the dump wasn't as big as most people expected it, all right? Because the market will do exactly the opposite of what you expect. So that was a good thing. So that means we have more room to grow. However, when we start looking at the weekly stochastic RSI and RSI, things are hot. Things are very hot. And it can stay hot like this for weeks on end, right? Months on end, not a problem. So ultimately, we've got to focus on that. And this is one of the reasons why I'm saying stop loss, or at least anything like trailing stop, whatever you can, just to protect yourself, right? But looking at it traditionally, after a, say for example, after the halvening, we've had year and a half, right? I'll give you a good example. The one we had in 2016, so we had a 2016 halvening. After the 2016 halvening, from 2015, middle of 2015, we had a run up to 2016 and then massive dump. We had the halvening in 2016. Then the middle of 2016, somewhere around, I forgot, it was, I think March, April, May, something like that. So I can't remember that. But 2016, then that run ended in December 2017, almost 2018. So that we had almost 1.5 years after. So even though we started in 2015, it run ended in almost 2018, you can say, right? Because some people did see it dump on 2018. So you can see it can last a long time. Okay, 2020 halvening, right? The market from 2020 halvening, it went to, I think it was May, June or July. I can't remember. I think it was May, June or July of 2021 when we dumped. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people say the November dump, because what we did pump back up again. We had a double dip. We had two candles up basically. So we did create a new all-time high again and then dump. So that was a kind of a fake out we have had, right? And then we dumped. So around, I think it was November 2021 or something like this. So they can last for a very long time, right? But the one thing this time is different is obviously we've had a new all-time high. And now every time we're going to create brand new all-time highs. That's where the problem happens, because the parabola that we expected, that hasn't arrived. We went 50% of the parabola and then we got rejected, which is actually a good thing, right? But good thing also comes with a bit of bad energy with it. Means that, say, next month after, we pump hard and we go to 108K, right? Or probably more. We could easily dump the market there, and that's it. The bull market's over. The trend, the patterns, everything's changed, right? Easily over. Also, another thing to focus on, we're currently in April, right? We've got May, June, July, August, right? So up to August, we are going to be okay. To be honest, we are going to be okay. May, June, we might be a little bit funny, but we should be okay up to August. But September, October is always bloody. So remember that September, October is always bloody. So if we have that particular pattern that we're familiar with, we should have our expectations. It doesn't mean necessarily you exit and you take everything out, cash out, sit back, let the market. No, just put your stop losses on. That's what I'm saying. Stop losses are very powerful, especially in a bull market. In a bear market, forget it. Who cares about stop losses? Just buy and hodl because you're going to make money, right? So yeah, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. So yeah, if there is any other questions, guys, fire away. I'm looking at BTC, honestly. 72,000, it's kind of hovering there. Remember I said we need to close a candle above where we are right now, the 72. Close a candle there exactly or above in order for us to be bullish and start moving forward. So yeah, let's see how that one goes. Let's see how that one goes. But yeah, any other questions, fire away. If not, then yeah, we've been here 40 minutes. I'm going to shoot. But yeah, most of the market is reacting to BTC. To be honest, most of the market is reacting to BTC, right? That's the real truth, you know. I'm sure you guys are seeing the patterns as well. This is one of the reasons why I stick to the top ones. I stick to the BTC, Solana, even BNB as well, funnily, right? But ultimately, BTC just rules the market. You know, with its current dominance, of course, you know, when that dominance changes, something new will happen. Right, until then, no. And you know, loads of coins coming out, loads of coins. So, and I'm sure from this community from this community, there's a bunch of coins coming very soon as well. If I'm interested or if I'm involved in it, I'll probably mention it. If I'm not, I don't care. You know, I don't care. But you know, if it is a community, one thing I can say for sure, if it's a community project, I will definitely buy, just for the sake of it. Even if it means $10, for the sake of it, I will just buy. You never know. Do you know what I mean? One of our boys could end up being a billionaire all day. So if that happens, then yeah, great. You know, so I'm supportive. As I said, I'm inclusive, and that means I will also force myself onto your project if I have to. If I know it's your project, I'll definitely go and buy it. Doesn't matter. So, and I'm sure there's plenty of projects that I've done in the past where I knew, like, you know, the friends are involved did go in. So Ari, I hope that kind of answers your question about how much longer we have in the bull market. Typically, as I said, you know, 1.5 to 2 years, but things could change. And then of course, just watch out for September, October, right? They are kind of the bloody months, right? Just watch out for those. And whatever you do, you can do it now or you can do it later. It doesn't matter, because we do still have enough room or time, I should say time. Make sure to put your stop losses or trailing stops or whatever it be. Make sure to have those, because that's what's going to protect you. When the market bleeds out, if you can exit out automatically while you're sleeping, it's fine, you know. And usually what I've noticed is market, so this is quite funny. In the UK, right, and this is another fun fact, right, a lot of people don't know about. So in the UK, when the market bleeds, it's usually during trading hours, 9 to 5, right? Then we have the USA timetable, whatever, some Asia timetable, whatever. So we have 3 time zones, right? And what you'll find is the market dumps within these 3 time zones, and the biggest dumps happen from the USA time zone and the Asia time zone, and that's usually when we're sleeping or when we're halfway awake, right? So that's a risk that we have, hence why we need to protect ourselves. That's what I'm saying, nothing else, you know. So yeah, other than that, I'm not plugging anything here. I'm not going to say anything. In the future, I will talk about a new venture that I've started. I'll talk about it future. Right now, my head's not stuck on properly for me to talk about it. When it is, I will talk about it. I think I'm meeting up. Yeah, I'm not think. I remember. Yes, I'm going to be meeting up with Free Energy later on today. So that should be interesting. I've met him up before as well. Nice fella. Yeah, we'll have a little conversation. I just need to get away from stuff, and this is another reason why I'm doing a live stream today, right now. instead of doing one later on. I've got a couple of hours, put it this way, I've got a couple of hours. I'm actually in my car. Just over there is a barber shop that I go to. So I'm planning to go there to get a nice little shave. So yeah, let's see, just if I could get that, then yeah, I'm done for today. Then I can go home, you know, relax for a bit, and then meet him up later on. So yeah, other than that, guys, if you're here for the first time, my name is Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. All right. But yeah, you know, it will come and bite me back one day. KR says fresh shaving. Yeah, I know. Honestly, you know what? When I go, they're really good, right? So they normally charge like £6 for a shave, but they also kind of they do a hot towel, and I don't know what it is, but they put some steam on your face and whatnot. Very nice for £6. Brilliant deal. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, they will take about half an hour, 40 minutes, right? But it's really good deal for £6. I ain't complaining. So that's why I like to go there, because sometimes, you know, like right now I feel really tired, and I feel kind of down, and I feel kind of sick as well, like ill sick, right? It's like I'm coming down with something, but I know it's not. So that will freshen me up a little bit. And then once I've had that, I'll go home, have a shower. That will freshen up me a little bit more, wake me up a bit more as well. And yeah, everything should be fine. So I should be a whole different person in the evening, hopefully, right? But yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to ask, carry on, guys. This is a live stream. We're not restricted. You can F and blind, swear, do whatever. I don't care. This is an adult rated content. Children are not allowed anyway. All right. So yeah, ask me anything. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I've gone beyond the point of caring. Honestly, I literally, I'm going to say this. I just don't give a fuck anymore. Gone beyond that. Gone beyond that. RA says, thanks for the live stream. Thank you very much for attending the live stream. It was completely unannounced. And honestly, normally I'll be like, oh, can you share it on the Discord? I don't care anymore. I just, the energy, you know, when you're drained. But I saw something good, and I thought, you know what, let me tell you guys what to expect. If we do pump towards the 73,700, then we should be good. If not, then, you know, we could see a little bit of a downside. Is it worth to make a MetaMask wallet? Don't you have a MetaMask wallet? If you don't have a MetaMask wallet, I'm going to advise you on something. So here's a good fun fact, right? MetaMask wallets is definitely one of the OGs of the industry. They are very good. They do have all the chains, most of the chains they do have. But there are some functions of MetaMask that I'm not quite happy about. Like, for example, you've got to go and manually change the chains that you're working on. And how the Solana wallet, they do have Solana integration, but only from desktop, not from mobile. Don't quite see how that works, right? But anyway, so MetaMask is okay. I do have a whole bunch of MetaMask wallets. I use them for whatever reasons. But all I'm going to say is, if you can avoid MetaMask, and, you know, be patient with like companies like Coinbase wallet, OKX decentralized wallet, because OKX is banned in UK, but you can still use their DeFi wallet, even crypto.com DeFi wallet. So Coinbase, OKX, like the exchange DeFi wallets, they're very good actually. In fact, the Coinbase one, I do love it. Coinbase one, it has most of the networks, the popular networks, I should say. And when the coins arrive to your network, right, automatically shows up, and inside the thing, you don't have to go to a DEX or anything. You can swap, which is quite nice, and you can also do cross network as well, which is quite nice. Trust Wallet, the same thing. Trust Wallet was originally a decentralized wallet. Binance did buy it, so it is owned by Binance, or they funded it. It's still open source. Trust Wallet is also very good, and Trust Wallet kind of also works similar to Coinbase wallet. So if you do want something that you think is decentralized, which is actually owned by Binance, then it's Trust Wallet. But Binance also have a DeFi wallet, or a Web3 wallet inside the exchange, by the way. So I don't know if you knew this. So any wallet that you have your own private key, and you can move that private key around, that's your own, that's the decentralized wallet. That's what they say. The definition of decentralization has been so diluted right now that centralized companies own the wallets, but then you can have the keys. As long as you can have the private keys, that's decentralized in my opinion, right? So like for me, there's I've got a few bots on Telegram, and I use Solana and I use Base from the same wallet, right? So like Coinbase, so I have a Coinbase wallet, Coinbase decentralized wallet, or Web3 wallet, whatever they call it. I've got that connected to my Shuriken bot. So it's okay. Bot's not that great. It doesn't have all the coins, but it's okay. But I can connect that. And I love the fact that I'm only, when I'm on Coinbase loading it up, I've only loaded up through one thing, and all my coins are there. I can view them all on one screen. I don't have to change chains to see what chain what is on. If it's on Arbitrum, if it's on Optimus, it's all there. BNB, all of them are showing to me on one single page. Love that, right? The only difference I have is I think Solana and BTC, Solana, BTC, and there's one other coin. They have a slight different address, right? But the rest of them, they all show up on the same page. So I love that. I love that. So, you know, that's what I'm gonna say. For ease of use is a lot better. But of course, if you want to keep things completely offline, then a hardware wallet, nothing beats a hardware wallet. But Trust is good. Trust Wallet is good. You know, Trust Wallet, I use Trust Wallet quite a bit. I use MetaMask quite a bit. For Ethereum stuff, I do use Mew Wallet as well, MEW, Mew. I use them. And then I don't use the Binance Web3 wallet, funnily. I don't use that one. I do use OKX, the Web3 wallet, not the exchange anymore, because we're not allowed to in the UK anyway. I do use that. And then I do use my Coinbase wallet now as well. That's my new favorite, right? Coinbase wallet is my new favorite. Crypto.com DeFi wallet is okay, but compared to the experience, the best experience I had was on Coinbase wallet, to be honest. I've had the best experience there, so that's quite good, you know. And if you do USDC transfers, buy, sell, whatever, is really good. Phantom for Sol is okay. It's the most hyped one. But I'm going to say something else here, and you might find the experience a lot better. Phantom wallets are great. It does pick up all the stuff. It's directly connected to, it's like the default, the OG. So like MetaMask is the OG of Solana, right? Or the MetaMask of Solana. However, a better experience is on, there's a wallet called Backpack, right? Backpack. Download that. The experience is brilliant. Backpack wallet shows up everything, all the coins. A lot of the shit coins that you won't see on Phantom will also show up as well. Less complicated. And also what I found was a lot of the time there's a lot of network issues on Phantom. So yesterday, for example, I wanted to sell something. I had a whole bunch of coins and I wanted to sell it for 1.8 Solana. I tried it about 3 times on Phantom. It didn't work. There's another wallet that people suggest as the secondary wallet, which is Solflare, which is also good, by the way. Solflare, I would say, is much better than Phantom. I use Solflare. So that was also not working for whatever reason. Then I moved over for my Backpack. And instead of going to Radium and what, I just did it directly on Backpack and I sold it. By the time I sold, sorry, when I wanted to sell it was 1.9 sold. By the time I sold it, it was 1.8, but at least Backpack executed it immediately. It found the route, whatever it need be, and it done it. Do you know what I mean? So I find that a lot better. So my favorite is Backpack, to be honest. I like that. I like that. Even with coins that, you know, like on Phantom, you see some coins, you see you've got 1 million coins, but there's no value, right? And then when you go to trade it, it shows up zero, like the value is 0. Through Backpack, funnily, if I go to swap it, it shows me $2-3 because obviously they rugged or whatever, but there's still $2-3 there and I can still do it. So I don't know, try that. Phantom, but I have all of them. Look, I have Phantom. I have so I have a little technique that I use. It's a weird technique, but it works for me. I have Phantom. I have Coinbase, which I also use for Solana. So I have Phantom. I have Coinbase. I have MetaMask. For Solana, and this is a Solana list, by the way. Phantom, MetaMask, Coinbase, Solflare, and Backpack, right? So there's 5 wallets that I have. Now, the main wallet that I store all of my Solana is another complete different wallet. But what I do is, if I load up, say, Phantom with 1 Solana, just as an example, then what I do is I copy that address as a secondary wallet into all the other wallets. So funnily, I have access to the same wallet from all the wallets. So all I'm doing is loading up one address, right? And I prefer that more than anything else. So that way I have access to the same wallet through 5 different platforms, if that makes sense. That's the beauty about decentralization. You can't do that with Binance. You can't do that with Coinbase. But here we can put the private seed or private keys and now have the access to that wallet. Also on my bots, same thing. I connect the same wallet. So I use one wallet across all of them, depending on what kind of bot I'm using. And then what I'll do inside the bot, I'll create many more wallets and I'll load up other wallets as well. But remember one thing, guys, if you do use any Telegram bots or whatever, ideally load up a load up a wallet that you control externally, right? Because you can't rely on these bots. They might go down, the server might go down, whatever, so you won't have access to them, right? So ideally, instead of using the bot's address, use your own address. Ash says I do that too. Awesome. So that's a good thing. Yeah, that's the best thing to do, honestly. It's not like I'm not recommending anything, but that's what I do, and I find that to be safe and accessible, right? You know, like yesterday's experience, because that particular asset that I had was only in that one address. I didn't have it in 5 different addresses. I didn't buy 5 times. I only bought it once. So, but if I didn't have access to all 5 wallets, then I'll be messing around, right? So because I had the access, I was able to move from wallet to wallet to go and see which one I can use to sell it. And I could do it very fast, because sometimes with Solana, you need 60 seconds, like 1 minute, until the transaction confirms or unconfirms. Like you need to give it 60 seconds. And so I've only got 60 seconds per wallet. Does that make sense? So I don't really have much time. And the difference that I had, not much, it was like 0.1 Solana different. But even then, you know, when you're putting in 0.3 Solana and you just made 1.9 Solana, it's a lot of money, right? When you do the maths, it's a freaking lot of money. So, you know, it was good enough coffee money for me. It was tea money for me. So that was a good one. Because I did a couple of stuff on Solana yesterday. Not bad. You know, I got some lunch money and some coffee money and whatnot. So, you know, it wasn't a bad deal. So that was okay. It was a good play. And now I'm out, completely 100% out again. So whatever coins I've picked up, 100% out. One of them I still do have some profit money left over, but that's the one I bought on a pre-sale. So let's see what happens there. You know, it is pumping today, so hopefully when I go home, I'll probably make a little bit more. You know, Ash, there's another thing I do that I don't talk about. Any wallets on my mobile device is not my main wallets. That's another thing I do. So when I'm I don't know, for safety, for security as well, right? So anything that I have loaded on my mobile phone is nothing to do with my main wallets. So I always keep my main wallets at home, separate, right? I have a whole separate computer for that. I keep it separately on that computer. That computer, once in a blue moon, comes online, put it this way. So I leave it at home all the time. That's my secure thing. And then I'll load things into this from there. So I have like 3 different funds. So I have a fund that I want to hold, or I want it to be secure. I have a fund that I can access, which is a limited fund that I can access, which I can work with. And then the wallets I load are very minuscule. Like maximum I'll probably have in one of them is like $500-600. I don't need more than that, right? I don't need to have wallets on my device with more than 500, maybe $1,000 maximum on a good day. And that's only because some coins pumped, right? That's all I need, right? And what do I really need to trade? It's very simple. I need Solana for Solana network. I need Ethereum for Ethereum networks, right? And I need BTC for BTC stuff. But I don't do BTC on the thing. I don't trade BTC, right? BTC I'm usually longing and shorting. I don't do any, like, you know, swap this for BTC, and I don't do that nonsense, right? I either buy and hold, or and usually I get paid in BTC. So that's another good thing as well. And so I buy and hold. And if I do feel like doing some trades, then I'll do a little bit long or short, but with very small amount of money that I can lose. You know, I don't like to do it with BTC. So I don't really use BTC for any trades. So mostly it's, BNB, Ethereum, Solana. Do you know what I mean? So BNB I haven't done for a little while, actually. It's been quite a while. It's been, I don't know, maybe about 6 months. I haven't touched anything on BNB, actually. Yeah, completely haven't touched anything on BNB. I have done a few Ethereum. There was this, I forgot what it was. So it's an NFT. It was an NFT project on Ethereum. I think it was an ERC 404 project, right? So I went in, I kind of aped in, I did a bit of Ethereum, high gas fees, regretted it at that time. and I bought like 10 NFTs that when they like launching, I bought 10 NFTs and I managed to flip them quickly. So when I flipped them, the return paid back. So it wasn't a bad deal. I wasn't hoping to hold any of them to the point where, oh, they're going to go to, you know, be the next Azukis or be the next whatever punks they were, right? I wasn't hoping for that because the market is too dilute. Those days are gone. And even on those days, most of those prices are all fake manipulated prices anyway. So let's not go down there. You know what I mean? Let's not go down. And that's the thing. When I talk about this stuff to a lot of the people who come to work on a project with me and will be like, oh, let's do a project and show them how to, and you explain to them, it's like, bro, there's a lot that goes inside the projects. It's part of the nature. It's how it's done, right? When they hear it, they're like, oh, what the hell, mate? It's how it works, bro. You know, just because people are not programmed to see beyond what's in front of them. You know what I mean? Your five senses, you're not programmed to see beyond that. There's a whole different world out there. It's like when you go to a restaurant, you're being served the food, but there's a whole different world. It's called kitchen, where they actually prepare the food. And what happens there is the magic, not what you're served. You know what I mean? So people don't understand that, and people think this is wrong about it. Anyway, it's a long story. I don't want to talk about it. But other than that, I hope the video is informative. It's been 1 hour now. But remember, guys, if we do not close a candle above $72,000, nothing's good for us. If we do go above the or even test the 73,700, that's very bullish for today. Absolutely bullish for today. For this week, I would say very bullish. If we don't, then we could expect to see lower levels. Now, I didn't mention the lower level. Let me just mention what the lower level could be, right? Based on where we are right now, what could be the lower level? How low can we expect this to go back down? So if we do dump, worst case scenario, where are we? Let's see. So I'm trying to zoom into this, guys. Okay, good news is I'm on the weekly. Let me go on a daily, guys. Give me a second. Okay, that's a good thing, right? So, okay. So worst case scenario, what we're looking at, if we did dump, right? If we fall below the $68,000 level, 68,900 actually, to be precise. If we fall below that, then it does invalidate this entire bull run right now that we've had on the hourly and the 4 hourly. So this entire bull run would be invalidated, right? We'll come back down because we invalidate it. However, if we did hold the $68,900 level, even, and I have to say there is another number there, even if we held anything as low as 66,400, 66,500, we're still in the game. The game is still on, because if you look at the daily candles, for example, we are trending up. So we're in a trend right now, and the trend unfortunately is going to close, and the kind of a pattern I'm seeing now is not a super bullish pattern unless we break out. So that's why I'm saying we have to break out of this battle, because what we've got is a pattern like this, right? So we're flattening out. That's where we're coming to test, but the trend is moving up like this, and it's creating this pattern here, which is, I forgot the name, ascending triangle. It's an ascending triangle. So an ascending triangle pattern, if it doesn't break through above this, it could flip down. So it's a bad pattern. It's a negative pattern, right? It's not a bullish pattern at all. So, but in order to make it bullish, we need to get above the 73,757, and that cancels out all the bearishness, and in fact becomes more of a technical bull pattern, but it's not a bull flag. It becomes like a technical bull flag, but it's not. However, on the weekly, it is a bull flag, so that's a good thing. So we do have good signs on the weekly, but on the daily, it's not a technical bull flag. It doesn't look anything like a bull flag. It's the opposite of a freaking bull flag. It's like a bear flag. So yeah, just be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for coming to the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please do hit that like, hit that subscribe. And I may have said stuff here that I'm not supposed to. But look, as I said, I'm an open book. And I'm a human after all. I'm not a freaking robot. I don't do stuff on scripts. You guys already know this. Don't do scripts. So when I'm here, I'll give you my heart, mind, and soul. Honestly, I'll give you whatever I have. If I don't know, I will say, look, I don't know about it. If I know something, then I'll tell you what I know. And if I have opinions, whether they're strong opinions or weak opinions, I'll give you my opinion, right? So, you know, what happens afterwards, I don't know. But other than that, guys, let's not make this any longer. Thank you very much for coming to the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. great temperature today. Yeah, I wasn't got a heavy top on. I wasn't expecting this weather today, but it's been brilliant. Thank you very much to everybody for coming to the show. Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.